How are you going to follow that, Beverley? Okay, now we're ready for our most illustrious, illuminating, wonderful, exciting Reverend Bev.
Well, there's no way I'm going to try and follow that, but I tell you what, it took me straight back to when I was 14 years old at high school. We were rocking it out outside our prefabricated classroom. Oh, good morning, everybody, and welcome. What a beautiful day it is, and yes, the laughter and the joy is up. Oh my goodness, I have a grin wrapped around my face. And it just feels so good, and I can see for those out of there, the smiles are big. Well, today we are celebrating this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. And you know, I got to start with something just a little funny. On Memorial Day, the minister noticed that little Alex was staring up at a large plaque that hung in the foyer of the church. The plaque was covered with names and small American flags. The 7-year-old had been staring at the plaque for some time, so the pastor walked up and said, "Good morning, Alex." "Good morning, Reverend," replied the young man, still focused on the plaque. "What is this?" Alex asked. "Well, son, it's a memorial to all the men and women who died in service." Soberly, they stood together, observing the plaque for some time. And then little Alex looked up and finally asked, "Pastor, which service, 9 or 11 o'clock?" Out of the mouths of babes, right? But truly today, in all seriousness, we have so much gratitude. Today, we salute and pledge our never-ending appreciation to the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice, defending our nation and protecting our freedoms so we may pursue our desired life experiences. There's a quote from Rochelle Goodrich, who wrote Slaying Dragons. She says this: "On this day, take time to remember those who have fallen, but on every day after, do more. Put the freedoms they died for to greater and nobler uses." So we take a moment and we go into gratitude, thanking all of those that have given the ultimate gift. All right. So we look back across this month, this recap of a month that was a holy, holy uprising. We started with the adventure called life from Reverend Kathy. We experienced our wonderful Casey Wilson as she spoke to revolutionary love. And then, of course, we heard our Liberace minister, Reverend Marky Mark, claim that this too is God. And didn't he claim that in full, blissful voice? And then last week we were called to action by our wonderful Rabbi Rachel. So this week we get to do something a little different. We're now moving to a place where we get to boldly live a new story. This is from Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the 4 Agreements. "This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. Use your imagination and tremendous thing will happen. Imagine that you have the ability to see the world with different eyes whenever you choose. Using your imagination and your new eyes of perception, I want you to see yourself living a new life, a new dream. Imagine that you have permission to be happy and to really enjoy your life. Imagine living your life without fear of expressing your dreams. Imagine living your life without the fear of being judged by others. Imagine living your life without judging others. Imagine living without the fear of loving and not being loved. Imagine living your life without being afraid to take a risk and to explore life. Imagine that you love yourself just the way you are. This way of life is possible, and it's in your hands. Moses called it the promised land, Buddha called it nirvana, Jesus called it heaven, and the Toltecs called it a new dream. Oh, that feels so good. I could say I'm done right now and just walk away, and I think we'd all be really good. But yeah, guess what? I don't do that kind of stuff. So what is it? What is this heaviest thing that we carry that gets in the way from us living this new dream, the amazing new story we desire? Yep, it's our past. Our past. Something that is gone. Something that is no longer really, truly in effect, but it's our past that is keeping us hostage from this beautiful step forward. Now, all right, there are even the good, wonderful things that we've experienced. You know, those joyful occasions, those wonderful birthdays, those extreme moments of awe when we're looking over the Grand Canyon or flying over the Taj Mahal. These are moments of grandeur and awe, and yet they too can keep us trapped in the past. Why? Because we want to continue living them right here, right now. We want to recreate all of those magnificent times over and over and over again. But you know what? That's a whole nother talk. I'm going to go to the other stuff. Yeah. But today, we're going to shine a little light on those things that are maybe not so much fun, that weren't so good, the ones that are truly holding us stuck. We're going to look directly at them, see our old hidden beliefs, and maybe move through it so we can boldly, not tentatively, boldly live a new story, the story of who we truly are and who we came here to be. From our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, he says this: every desire you have for betterment in life is some echo from deep within which forever proclaims, behold, I make all things new. It is an echo that is deep within us, that is asking us to step forward, to let go, and to move in that beautiful direction of freedom, to be able to be the greatest possible expression that we could be. That is why we're here. We're here to be that expression, to be part of the global, this planetary, this cosmic expression. We get to step forward into that. And then I have a lovely quote from Marianne Williams said, what all of us need at bottom is the same, to be free of the past, free to start over, free to feel that we're good and decent people, and free to feel that there's something good and true and beautiful we can contribute to this world. Something that is true, good, beautiful, that we get to contribute. And we don't do this while we're stuck in our past, while we're being held back by something that no longer truly even exists. So some of you might know that in one of my past lives, not that long ago, I was a professional dancer. And I got to travel extensively. And I was working for Miss Doris from the Moulin Rouge in a show in Monte Carlo. And just so happened, because that kind of dance world is kind of small, working alongside of me was one of my friends from South Africa. Her and her partner were an adagio couple, and they were hired to come and be an attraction in the show I was working in. And all of us, as we travel as dancers, are pretty much like gypsies. We go from show to show, we travel around, we do what we love to do, but we're very far from our families. Most of the time, I hadn't seen my family for 4 years. My friend Lynn had seen us a little more recently, but it's still been a while. However, they were coming over. They decided to get on a plane and fly over to spend one of the holidays with her. Wow. Well, we were all so excited for her because guess what? You get to be with your family. Guess what? You get to be with your family. Right. I think you all know where I'm going with this. Right? So anyway, so she was terribly excited. She went off. She had this wonderful day. We had a day off, so it was a day later. We come back, and she walks in, man, and her shoulders are hunched, and you can see this depletedness about her. And we're like, what the heck? You just had a time with your family. She went, yeah. And they still think I'm 14. And they're holding me to every mistake I have ever made. Oh, isn't that the truth? Is there anybody in this room that has been held to their last mistake by their family ever? I think we've probably experienced it, and we rage up against that because we go, can't you see who I am now? Can't you see the things I've done, the things I've learned by my mistakes? I've moved forward. No. We're sitting around the Thanksgiving table, and every single thing you ever did wrong gets presented for you to eat again and again and again. And then we forgive them, we go home, we cry for a couple of days, and we go, I am not going to listen to you, I'm going to keep moving forward. We hope we do that. We hope that we don't allow those little worms to school into us and to start bringing up those old emotions, those old hidden beliefs. But here's the thing that is even worse. When our family does it, it's not so good. But what happens when we do it to ourselves? What happens when we are constantly speaking to ourselves about our mistakes, about the things that we can't do, the things that we shouldn't have done? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that I felt that in that moment. It's that self-talk. We're constantly telling ourselves how bad we are. We're constantly holding ourselves to that last mistake. It was a mistake. Did you learn something? Yeah. Okay. That's a good thing. Let's keep moving. What about those names that we call ourselves over and over and over again? The limitations that we're putting on about our experiences, our abilities. We're constantly doing it. And you know, there's actually a scientific thing around biofeedback. As you say it, you hear it. This is why we pray aloud. This is why we say our affirmations aloud. Biofeedback, it's a great thing. And yet, if we're saying and calling ourselves those names, we are now constantly training our bodies, our minds, our beliefs to believe that this is who we are. Not so good, huh? I have a wonderful, dear friend who does this a lot. A lot. I hear her voice. She goes, I can't do that, I'm too old. I'm feeble-minded. I'm pitiful, I can't do this, over and over again. And constantly I would say, you know what, that's truly not who you are. That's not the truth. Yeah, it didn't stop. So one day, I got terribly frustrated, and I got very slippant, and I went, quit talking about my friend that way. Quit talking about my friend that way. I mean, you would never let somebody speak to your friend that way, and yet we will speak to ourselves that way. Over and over and over again. And what happens is that negativity, that we're putting into our body becomes the song of our soul, becomes the song of our life. But you know, we too can change this. We can begin to bring our awareness to our words, to catch what we're saying. You know, I mean, every now and then you catch a tune going on round in your head, so we start to catch the words that we're saying. We start to hear them. And as we bring our awareness to it, we can take a pause and go, yeah, I remember Beverley going, quit it. Let's put something different in that place. We live by choice. We've always have the choice. Dr. Ernest Holmes says that. We always are in choice. And if you're choosing not to choose, you're still choosing. So we're still always in choice to do this. And you know, if after you've continued to work and bring your awareness, and you're still finding that old song going around and around in your head, claiming somebody who you truly are no longer, get a practitioner. Absolutely. Find a practitioner. Call me, call Reverend Kathy, call Reverend Mark. Even our brand new practitioners that are going to be joining us, call any of them. Get in there and let them know the truth for you and assist you in that shift. Because sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes all we need is somebody to take our ship and go, you're going this way. And you go, no, yeah, you go in this way. And you turn and you see what's in front of you and you go, all right, I'm going to go this way. I mean, you know, even hardened criminals, they get to have a different experience once they've paid their dues, once they've spent their time. They do. They get to have a different experience. How many times have you not given yourself that opportunity? How many times do you continually go back to that one mistake and allow yourself to be handcuffed by that one mistake? So what we're going to do today is we're going to do something a little different. I know that many of you might have heard of the white stone ritual. The white stone. The white stone is an ancient ritual that came up during the time of Jesus when someone served in prison or in bondage of any kind. They were given a white stone when they were released. The stone signified that you had done your time and were now free to go and be and do anything you choose. For us, the white stone represents a new beginning, a clean slate, a new story, a story that is still unwritten, free of anything from the past, and filled with complete potential for the future. There is a reference to the white stone in the Bible in Revelations 2:17. It is written, "And I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name, and no one knows except the one who receives it." It was believed that when the people had overcome their present circumstances and made their connection with the divine, then they received a new name. A name was given to them directly by God. No one else intervened. No one else was aware of this name. A new name or word of intention was written on their white stone. It was a new nature, a new way of being, a new way of revealing their inner truth. When people had laid down their past and were ready to step into the potential of their future, they got that stone. So what I would like us to do right now is to take a minute. I'm going to take you into a nice quiet moment of meditation. So please, find yourself in a comfortable position. If you would like to close your eyes or to soften your gaze, whatever you're more comfortable with. And let's take a nice deep breath in and allow for this moment to be. Let's become still and allow for the divine to express through you and as you. Feel the presence of the divine and know your oneness with it. Feel that loving presence of spirit as it surrounds and supports you. Know right now that you're safe and secure. You are loved and supported. Know that you are encouraged by your fellow travelers as you journey together on this new road. The white stone is a promise of a new life, a symbol of who you have become, or of who you are becoming, or of who you would like to become. It is the symbol of a clean slate. Whatever has gone in the past, we let go. This is a moment in which we know we are free, free to step forward into the unknown, free to write that which is yet unwritten. So begin to take a big breath in, and reflect on a word or a new name. Let it come to you easily without trying to make it happen. Let a word come to you that marks your new beginning. Perhaps there is a new idea or a new quality that Spirit is pressing out through you. Let's set aside the mental knowing and let the divine Spirit within you come through. Give yourself permission to know that you have a new idea, a new quality, or even a new name for your life, for your experience moving forward. What will your life be called from this point forward? And so as you are guided by Spirit, and I invite you to trust this guidance as it gives to you this in the sacred place, in this moment of truth, an insight into your divine purpose, an insight into your holy essence. And so, in that secret place of the Most High, I invite you to allow yourself to hear the word or the new name that the divine has for you. And as that word or name becomes clear, just allow yourself to lean in even deeper into that feeling of being. Feel into your essence, your beauty, your magnificence. If a name has come to you, stay quiet and allow yourself to ask for a deeper understanding, to ask if there are any steps to take. In this moment, allow yourself to simply open to Spirit and say, God in me reveals my true essence. God in me reveals my next step. God as me lives a joyous, peaceful, fulfilling life. And now I invite you to gently bring your hands together in front of you. And imagine yourself holding a beautiful white stone. Feel the size of it. Is it large? Is it a little smaller? Can you feel the weight? Allow for it to mold into your hand. How is the texture? Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it a matte finish? Is it shiny? Hold it and feel that beauty that it is right there in front of you. And as you look deep into the stone, a name begins to appear on it, an etching of light gently carves out this name on it. And from within the stone there is a light that shines through, illuminating this name, bringing it forth in all of its clarity, in its beauty, in its shine. Look at the name. Read the name. Know that this is the name that the divine has given to you, only the receiver. And a thankfulness flows over you as you see this new word shining from the stone. Along with it comes the power and guidance to achieve all that you desire. You're on the path to gaining greater insights and awareness and mark a new beginning. It is Spirit's great pleasure to give you this kingdom. Accept this consciousness of ever increasing good in your life. And I invite you to carry this stone with you in your heart as a reminder of this promise. And very gently, very beautifully, we bring ourselves slowly back into the room. Slowly back into our awareness of our bodies right here, right now. Let's just take a deep breath. And so why is it important that we give ourselves the opportunity of a new story? And you know, it's not just for our own experience. It is truly for the world. Let's look again at Marianne Williamson's quote. She said, "What we all of us need at bottom is the same, to be free of the past, free to start over, free to feel that we're good and decent people." And here is the most important part of that quote. Free to feel that there is something good and true and beautiful we can contribute to this world. You know, in our global vision, we envision a world which has renewed emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. So why is it important for us to be willing to have a new story filled with creativity and beauty? We all understand the interconnectedness of all life, but it's not just on the physical level. It is on the consciousness. It is in the emotion. It is in the beliefs and the feelings. So every time we give ourselves permission to be joyous, to be in that place of beauty and awe, we have an experience that is playing into our global consciousness. A place where we are altering, where we are influencing and bolstering up the beauty in the world. So that those that might not think the way we do, let them have that. But we can counteract in a way. We can influence in the way with our desires to be true to who we are, true to why we are here, true to this emerging paradigm of consciousness that is in the beauty and the art and this holism that we're bringing forth. This is why it's not just for ourselves, but it's for all humanity that we take that step into our new story. Take that name that the divine has given us. And when we're willing to live the new story, and I challenge you and I charge you with this, we lay down the old words and ideas about ourselves, and we find ourselves wide open to the divine to work through us. Our creativity blossoms forth. It blossoms anew into this brand new, magnificent experience. And so it is. Let us take this to prayer. So it is in this time, in this moment, in this absolute joy, that we know that the divine is all that there is. There is absolutely nothing else. That it moves around us and through us in all that we think, in all that we do, in all that we experience. And it is the divine that has a way to move through us and out into the world as we open ourselves to this new story, to this new idea, to this new wonderment, to the awe of all that is around us, to the awe that is us. As we move and have our way through this world, that we are living and being the ultimate expression of who we have come here to be. And I know for all of us that not only is this a desire, it is a must. It is a calling. It is what is calling our hearts forward to do, to be, and to be these beneficial presences in the world around us. So I know for each one of us as we walk forward that this is 4 months in our throat, in our thoughts. This is right here, right now. And all those around us, all those we touch, are uplifted by that same beautiful, awful joy as we move forward. So I call this good, knowing that is done, knowing that Spirit has said, yes, my beloveds, yes. I've heard your intentions, I've listened and accept all your desires, and it is already done. It is done. Step in, be loved, love, and be joyous. So together we claim this by saying, and so it is. I have one gift. I have a bowl of beautiful white stones that have been washed and blessed. They are pocket size, easy to pick up, easy to throw in your pocket, and is a reminder of the truth of who you are moving forward. Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful. I love the idea that they get a stone when they change their life. That's nice.